Live each day so that you are more prepared to meet your Maker.
Are you ready?
I have faith that the Constitution will be saved as prophesied by Joseph Smith. But it will not be saved in Washington.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. I'm trying to go over stuff, trying to find out information and not finding what I'm wanting to find. But as Trump comes home from the hospital, decides to take off his mask and expose everybody that is there at the White House waiting for him, I'm thinking, okay, am I right that he has the vaccine and is not really sick and doesn't care to expose other people? Or does he think that the end of the world is coming and why does it matter anymore? People are all going to die anyway. And that's what's got my attention. As Russell M. Nelson ended conference by telling us that we need to prepare to meet our Maker. As this Thursday is the sign of the seventh trumpet. And so I've noticed also that we've had a number of falling stars within just this past month, as a couple of comets or asteroids also flew by Earth at a close range, and people in Pittsburgh and over was it Spain also saw meteors flashing in the sky, and so I guess that's why they call this season fall. But Armageddon with Bruce Willis, and then Deep Impact with Morgan Freeman in The Hobbit. Morgan Freeman and The Hobbit save the world. Both of those came out around the same time period, if not in the same year, competing with each other. Similar to when Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones and Dante's Peak with Pierce Brosnan came out together. But in Deep Impact, the president knew about Ellie. And they weren't planning on telling anybody until the last possible moment. They tried to cover it up from the public, and the reporter found out about it. Or so she thought, and so they thought. But it was more realistic than Armageddon, even though Armageddon is more entertaining and brings tears to my eyes rather than Deep Impact. But yeah, I do kind of wonder if fire will actually rain from the heavens. Revelation does talk about wormwood, and there were a number of fake YouTube profiles way back in 2016-17 who were trying to talk about a planet that was closing in on the Earth. And I was going, oh, well, yeah, Joseph Smith said that the sign of the Son of Man, some will say it's a planet, others a comet. But, I mean, yeah, are we expecting something this week, because the White House has a bunker, which I don't think the hospital has. I'm sure the White House bunker is far better if it had one than the hospital bunker. If it does have one, it would be bland and boring, whereas the White House one will have every convenience that Trump wants. But I do wonder. Is it not just Utah that would get hit, or is it the whole United States? Or what will happen? And so that is questionable. And I don't want to delve into speculation other than knowing that the sign is Thursday and that there's leading signs every day this week. I know the lion is rising every morning because it has Venus in it, as the King Star rises with Venus, Regulus. And yeah, Sirius is the one that's winning. So yeah, I'm very curious. I hope you guys are safe and prepared. I hope we get enough warning if something does occur, rather than all of a sudden we look into the sky and here they come, so that we don't have time to prepare and flee or run for cover and whatever. But the Russian propaganda was putting out signs saying, you know, they wish the asteroids would fall on them, and thus fulfilling scriptural prophecy as well, wishing the rocks would fall upon them and die rather than face the coming of the Christ. But yeah, I mean, Nelson, he's supposed to be the Christ. I don't think Mormons fully understand that. They know that he's in the office of Moses, he's the president of the church, he's the mouthpiece for God, but they don't realize he's the Christ. And as a Christ, he sucks. He's horrible. He's terrible. Mormons don't understand that. I mean, he obviously doesn't claim it. He always talks about another Christ from the Gospels, which is just a prophecy about the latter-day Christ. But yeah, it's funny on that sense, but sad that, you know, we had 21% test positive in today's reporting. 21%. That's a record high. And we're again over 1,000 new cases. They're just, everybody's given up. Everybody's just not even caring to try to save lives. And that's why I'm concerned. It's not just that, you know, Trump's now been exposed, he wants to infect everybody and is still trying to deceive people. It's the fact that other state leaders are also falling in line with this, and Nelson falling in line with this, to just destroy everybody in America. And so I do kind of wonder, is this an intentional destruction of human life? A genocide, as I initially thought? Or is this because they think, well, we're all going to die? Might as well distract people with this coronavirus escalation and the scandals that are going on, so that when it finally happens, they won't have time to react. So yeah, I hope that it's not the case, but something's coming. Somebody's coming. Whoa. Ghostbusters. So yeah, I'm very troubled, but I hope we pull through whatever it is. I thought of something that I want to add. Armageddon has a scene where Bear asks if they survive if he can spend a night or a weekend in the White Horse, White House, and that then triggered the White Horse prophecy of Joseph Smith, which was that let me go back to it. It's an oral tradition that the United States Constitution will be hanging by a thread, and a church elder, not the president of the church, a church elder from Zion, will ride in on a metaphorical white horse and save it. So that's bizarre, to say the least. But Martha Jane Knowlton, in her 19 July 1840 rendering of what Joseph Smith said, she was a scribe, is what I've been referencing for you. And it doesn't talk about an elder riding in on a white Ford Mustang, but that would be a sweet ride. But it does talk about the Constitution on the brink of destruction. So I put in President Benson's BYU devotional, where he added the line, which he took out or it was removed in his conference talk, or from his conference talk, but the BYU one had, but it will not be saved in Washington. And here we have Brigham Young in 1855 claiming when the Constitution of the United States hangs, as it were, upon a single thread, they will have to call for the Mormon elders. See, Brigham Young called us Mormon to save it from utter destruction, and they will step forth and do it. For those of you who don't know, Nelson came out and said, "The Lord is displeased with the nickname Mormon, and it's a sin to say Mormon, and so I am now giving a commandment that all Mormons shall call themselves the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. No exceptions." Taking care of a program here. But I'll get to that later. And so the concept of a single elder is repeated by Brigham Young. And it does make sense, considering Mormons are in the Jewish mindset about who the Christ is, which is a mortal man, and Joseph Smith clearly specifies a Mormon in the Doctrine and Covenants, a mortal man. Did you know that? Have you been paying attention to my videos? I even had a playlist to help you. Who is the man like Moses? He's also called the man-child. He's also called the one mighty and strong. He's also called Moses, descendant of David, Emmanuel, which means sun god in Paleo-Hebrew, etc., etc., etc. Trying to find somebody else who's got additional insight, who's of higher status than Charles W. Nibley and Senior Melvin J. Ballard, although he was an apostle, but he wasn't a president of the church. Harold B. Lee just repeats it. J. Reuben Clark was only a first counselor or second counselor. Mark E. Peterson, likewise. And just keep repeating, hang by a thread, hang by a thread, hang by a thread, hang by a thread. Let's see, Clifford, friendly dog. They will have, he quotes Brigham Young rather than going to Joseph Smith. Again, Fielding Smith in 1950. Prophet said the time would come, hang by a thread. Prophet would be in danger. And of course, the article I'm reading says that Orrin Hatch was saying it was the Democrats that are destroying the Constitution. Let's go over your record, Orrin, as a Senate. And we can even just stick to when you were pro tempore in the Senate. With what you scandalously did in 2017. It will be by the elders of the church. And elders of this church. So it is different. And they have, it's like the telephone game, if you remember that. It'd be by the elders of the church, by Junior, who's just quoting Daddy. And then Benson again. Senator Wallace F. Bennett. And a BYU speech, hang by a thread. Ezra Taft Benson in 63. Prophet Joseph Smith saw the part the elders of Israel would play in this crisis. Yeah, well, they ain't doing jack diddly dip. If this is not done, then the thread by which it has been predicted, the Constitution will be clipped, and our form of government will disappear. Ta-da! Yes, finally! Thank you, Judge Joseph E. Nelson, in 1963. God. It took somebody else to tell the truth. Yeah, so that's it. That's all. So we're all doomed, we're all gonna die. Well done, thou horrible human beings who are deserving of outer darkness. I mean, seriously, guys? We're waiting to be compelled in all things by our living prophet, to lead us and to compel us in all that we do. If you don't know that one, we thank thee, O God, for a prophet to compel us in all that we do. We are grateful for the bondage, and we pray for the slavery to continue. We complain not, we turn our frown upside down. Dear God. Seriously, guys, are you going to let the nation be destroyed? Seriously? Because apparently you do. You got the anti-maskers, the anti-protesters, or the anti-protesters. Whatever number of antis. co-police brutality squad. Alright.